Dear students, as you know that nowadays we are dealing with the poem named The Soldier, and this poem has been composed by Rupert Brooke, who is the very attractive personality, and he carries a very positive outlook on the war against the vicious uh, presentation made by the people. This time we have the poem to go through under the analysis of the soldier. We can just go into the details analysis that the poet has in his mind for the soldier, for the motherland, and the bond that exists between the soldier and the motherland. We know that it is a very enthusiastic poem which is just invoking upon the person to die for the country. We can say that the people are always just hesitant to die. They do not want to die willingly because they want to live always on this earth planet, despite knowing the fact that they cannot, because we all are mortal beings. Despite this realistic view, we do not want to just live our life so easily. Even naturally, we do not want to die. And when the soldiers go for fighting, they die fighting, or they are brutally attacked by their opponents in the battlefield. And so their death is not an easy one. It is a torturous death. But Rupert Brooke here is not worried of the torturous death, lethal death that the soldier faces during fight. So, in his poem that we are reading this time and going to analyze, we can say that he has made it the greatest sacrifice for human being. So, when the soldiers are fighting, either they are dying in their country or they are dying in a foreign field. So, if they are dying in the country, it is welcome. It is very nice for the soldier that they will be buried there in their homeland itself. And the soldiers will be feeling proud of being killed in the homeland, for the homeland, where they will be buried, and where there will be the final just a salvation. But Rupert Brooke is talking about in the beginning the second alternative, that if I should die, here the speaker is the poet who assumes to be a soldier, and he is speaking for the soldier. Our soldier speaks through him, and he asks, or he expresses his desire. If he dies, think only this of me. Or the poet, as a soldier can die, any soldier can die. And we can say there is some corner of a foreign field. And if death happens in some corner of the foreign field, or the poet does not die in his own homeland, then this is forever England. Now, because he is of England, or he has just taken the culture of England, he was nourished by England, or he has been made of England. So No matter in what corner of the world he dies being the soldier fighting, but that corner itself would be the piece of or extended piece of England. The whole world be purified as English because of the death of the soldier. So it is a very marvelous point that the poet reveals, that the death of the soldier, especially the British soldier, in the some corner of a foreign land, makes that corner as pure as England is, because of the essence of the English culture being carried by the poet or the soldier. So the soldier carries the cultural ideology or English identity with him. So wherever there is a carcass of the soldier, that carcass is English. So that foreign field becomes English. And there shall be in that rich earth the richer dust concealed. So his body is made of rich dust of England, or he has been just born of rich dust of England. He has been nourished by rich dust of England. So the piece of land, the corner of land where his dead body lies, gets richer, and when it is concealed there, when he is buried there, it will be richer and richer and richer. So it is the purest part of land where the dead body of a British soldier is buried. So just here in these 4 lines we can say the poet has highlighted the essence of English culture or the greatness of England as the land of wisdom, as the land of reason, as the land of thought, as the land of experiment. And we can see that England is really a praiseworthy piece of land of the world, which is simply the purest for many, many regions. So we can say that it is the love, patriotic feeling of the poet for England. We can say that he loves England most. He thinks that England is really just the noblest piece of land for him, and he does not find any land of the world as pure as England is. And there are many regions that the poet is just expressing later on in his poem, but ultimately we find that it is nothing but the love for the nation which makes the poet think in that way. We too are patriotic persons, so we too can feel the same when we start thinking as Rupert Brooke is thinking, being the soldiers and so on. So the soldiers of a nation is always feeling proud of being the soldiers of the nations. They think that their land is the simply purest land, the best land of the world. And so he should die fighting for the nation, safeguarding the nation. And he is little worried and bothered of his death place. If he dies in the foreign field, that foreign field would be as good as English land, and it will be the rich earth. And when the dead body is concealed there, it will be the richer. because that part will be full with the best of the British society. So just from England board, you know, he knows that the poet is made of made of English dust. His body is nothing, materially speaking, but the English dust. It simply means that, yes, and it is true to say, even we can talk of a person that very much identity or origin of a person is all due to the natural cultural environment of the country where he is born. So we can say a man is born in a country, a man is shaped into a country, and just man has everything to enjoy in the country. It is why we can say that sense of pride is just very much present into the thought, into the stipulation of the soldiers. So we can say that flowers of England and the land of England are very much natural surroundings where the poet has been taking the fragrance of flowers and the land of England to roam and walk. So we are just simply born and we need all these kind of things. We cannot be born in a no man's land, and we cannot say that we do not need flowers and land to roam. We simply say that our mind is shaped up, our personality is shaped up, as is the natural and cultural surrounding in which we are living. So our personality is not simply the combination of flesh and blood. Even that flesh and blood are nourished by the grain we take off the country, or water we take off the country, or the air we take off the country. So we can say from the very beginning of our physical existence, even we can say it is not possible without the support of natural and cultural environment of the country. So a body of England's will always be English. A body of India will always be Indian because of the breathing English air. And the country is washed by the rivers, blessed by the sun. And we can say these are all the natural things: rivers, sun, ocean, sea, forests, airs, flowers, which are just going to make the physical identity of the country. We can say that if we are just shown somewhere the river Ganga flowing, we can say that it is India, because the river Ganga is a synonym for India, or it is just an identity of India. If we see somewhere Indian Ocean touching the piece of land, we can say that it is India, because it is what India is identified geographically speaking. So he also says that the just a poet has just taken the air of this land, and so we can say that he is always remembering his land. He is remembering washing of the land by rivers, and he also remembers that the British land is blessed by the suns. And we find that all these things are very much creeping into our bloods, into our physical identity, and so on. So the poet is rightly thinking that a man is born of flesh and blood, but even in that, in flesh and blood, we can say everything British is living, everything British is rearing, including water, grain, air, flowers, and other natural source available there. Now, the speaker says if he dies fighting in the far off land, it will be a small piece of England for him, because with him England also runs. Just they are similar, they are identical. And where there is poet, there is English land. So where he dies, that place itself becomes an English land. So that earth will be enriched by his dead body, for his body is made from dirt born in England. So how great is the value and importance of English thought, that it makes another piece of land a kind of English land, all because of the dirt of which the body of soldier is dead. So we may find that it is our just love that we are expressing. The poet is also expressing his love, and we can say that England created, gave consciousness, gave her blooming plant to fall in love with, gave sense of freedom, everything. We can say that everything that the poet has is all due to British land. And we can say that it is the British land which is just essential, or which has been essential, or they are all the same. So whatever he thinks is all due to British culture. Whatever he is feeling is all due to blooming plants, just in which he has fallen in love, and the freedom that he has enjoyed there are all going to act on the development of his personality. So he is rightly saying the point that a newly born child is nothing but the representation of the country, because from material viewpoint, from spiritual viewpoint, from cultural viewpoint, natural viewpoint, we can say that the child is absorbing everything belonging to his nation. So his body of England breathed English air. His body has taken British grain. His body has taken British water. So these are all the essential natural substances which you need for living. And the poet has taken all these things from Britain. So England's river cleansed and was blessed by England's sun. So everything is of English and of English and of English. Now the bond between patriotic British soldiers and his homeland is very rightly revealed in this poem. So we'll love our country not for nothing. We can say we love for many, many reasons, that we are simply just taking everything. Our existence is all due to the country in which we are born. So people formed by their home, environment and culture. So naturally, when the country has given you everything to develop your personality, and whatever you are is all because of the country. So is it not our duty to save our country? Yes, so it is worth just sacrificing our life for the country, and country worth defending with their lives. So identity and happiness of the poet is all due to England. So he is feeling proud of England, and willing to sacrifice his life for the greater good of nation. And it is what the soldier is thinking, and soldier is made of. And a person's is made of. We can say each and every person is a soldier in the sense that it is not only to the soldier that is said of, it is to the all, whoever is born there, whoever is reared there. So, and think this heart, all evil shed away, a pulse in the eternal mind, no less. Just he is just thinking and thinking of England, gives somewhere back the thoughts by England given. So even he is living with the thought of English culture, English nation, her sights and sounds, dreams, happy as her day, and laughter learnt of France and gentleness, in hearts at peace under the English heaven. So his consciousness brings out the immortal consciousness, like a beating pulse, and will return the beautiful thoughts given by England. So whatever consciousness is there developed in the mind of the poet or in the mind of the soldier is all due to immortal consciousness that has come from England. It is just like beating pulse, and it will return beautiful thoughts given by England. So we can say whatever is thinking and whatever is the way of life is all due to the total conscious environment of the country. And we can say that it is why we can identify a person by the behavior. And we can say we can talk to an Indian and we can easily say that he is an Indian because of his cultural behavior pattern, because of his consciousness and everything. So it is return of sights and sounds of my home country. Everything is just resounding in the mind of the poet. He is just surrounded by natural world, and he has the beautiful dreams that those dreams are made of England. He is just even dreaming of England because the very much just a level of a dream is all due to England and so on. So laughter, sorrow, just and all human feelings are shaped by England. So he will return just England's gentleness. It is for English gentleness that just English people are known of. And we can say wherever English people are going, the gentleness becomes apparent. So English have an edge made wherever the soldier is dying. It is just all because of gentleness. It is all because of conscious behavior, pattern, and thought that a British heaven is formed. It is formed in England, and it is formed in any other part of the world where the poet dies, where the soldier dies, or Britain. So he says he will be at peace after his death because he has made the best sacrifice that he can, all because of his immortal consciousness that he has made of English culture. And so we can say that this is a sonnet. It is divided into octaves and sestet, and it is full with pastoral, idyllic feeling. And England has been described as Eden-like place, although the poet has not used the word Eden. The description of the heaven that is talking of England is reflective of the fact that England is no less than Eden-like place. So poet is known for his wise good looks, but he is also known for his positive view of poem against war. And most often we find that when war poet is writing on the war, they are presenting the negative view of the war. But here, the positive view is that it is just the positive sense of England which has been revealed. We find that England has been described very positively, very beautifully, and that description is reflected through the speech of the soldier. So it spins negative into positives. And here we should understand that death of a soldier has been described as a victory. It is not a kind of loss that the poet is talking. Thank you very much that we have listened, we have come to the point, and we have made everything that is essential for us. So we should come next time with next poem or next part of the poem itself. Thank you.